Hello everybody and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, a new Let's Play series over on my channel. This is going to be episode 2. Last episode we just got through one cycle and I'm not very good at the game. This is my first playthrough ever, but I've seen a couple Let's Play series over on other channels and I was super excited to get this game. So, we are just going to dig down into this little hole down here and get some nice delicious food for all of our duplicants to eat. And then we also need to be worried about oxygen consumption. So we do have a couple oxygen or rock things around the base, but those are gonna run out soon. So we definitely need to get our oxygen production up and running. And of course, we are also worried about food consumption. Right now, we do have about 20,000 calories. But as we expand upwards and get more duplicants, obviously we need some farming done. So I do want to head on up. We are going to have to go through this giant vat of carbon dioxide. However, if we dig down deep enough into this kind of water pit, let's pick a research. So yeah, we decided we did want to go with basic farming, just so that way we can get the algae terrariums up as well as composting. I did get a comment on my first episode talking about how composting does affect heat, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that after we place this compost. But we'll get there when we get there, right? So yeah, I was thinking if we dig down into this water pool, then we can eventually turn this into a carbon dioxide pit, and then put our algae terrariums right on top of it, so that way, you know, hopefully it'll pressurize the area and make sure that we just have, you know, oxygen going up and our carbon dioxide flowing downwards. We do want to be careful about this pool though. We don't want anything to break because we do have a nice source of food down at the very bottom of this pool. So meanwhile, we do have some research going on, which is great. We do need to expand our bathrooms because we'll need at least another wash basin and then preferably a door. So we'll just queue up some digging commands and let our duplicants get to work. And then we'll probably work on closing up the bedrooms so that way they get the bedroom buff and hopefully the light from the gate, the portal, doesn't bother them too much. We also want to go through and start collecting as much algae as possible so that way we can fill up our algae terrariums. And our little treasure chest, what is it? Our little cabinet of many things is still doing all right. It's not too full yet. Our operator, of course, Ellie, is going to be running around in circles, making sure that our computer research machine is up and running. We did finish that research, so let's go ahead and start another research, so that way we can keep that going. I think we want to start, yeah, probably just keep going with farming. We will need to increase our research on research eventually to get into some of the tier 2 researching stuff. But for now, if we can just get our food and our oxygen under control, then that's going to be the best. So let's watch these duplicants now that we're at the end of cycle 2 and see if they're able to use the wash basin. It looks like right now they're pretty staggered, which is awesome. We might want to add a door down here or some tiles or a little lip just in case they do ever have an accident right there, either up in their bedroom or in the wash basin. Our oxygen production is okay, but of course we do have that notification that says that the oxygen generator is not built. I know it, game, I know. I'll keep an eye on it. So yeah, we'll just let them sleep. As you can see, we have one hatch out and about, already exposed so far. We got our shine nymph running around, and lots of oxygen production. So he's gonna jump right back on to research. They're gonna dig out the bathrooms a little bit, and hopefully they'll be able to get this cleared out so that way we can. And of course that's a sand pit. Get this expanded a little bit. There is some muckroot in there though, which is a good source of a big boost of calories, which is really nice. And they're going to expand their bedrooms, and then yeah, so we have the oxygen diffuser and the algae terrarium. I am not really sure what's better, so I just kind of want to do the algae terrarium right here by the water. Might be nice because I think they use a bunch of water if I'm not mistaken, and so that way hopefully the transporter won't have to travel too far, and that'll also make it so that way they don't have to go too far to get the water, and we can always build like a little storage unit with algae in it. And it's right by the bedrooms and the bathrooms, which is kind of like the main area that they are right now. So it'll also pressurize any carbon dioxide that falls down there, because we don't want them waking up and like interrupting their sleep because they can't breathe. And we'll put another cot in there, because I do want to look at maybe adding another duplicant here. I know it's dangerous. It's dangerous to add duplicants before even the basic necessities are up and running, but that does allow us to, you know, expand this a little bit more, get some rooms built, and let's see, 4,800 calories. Yeah, let's go ahead and print that. It looks like we have increased calories since last cycle. Oh, and yeah, but until we get a farm or a ranch going, it's always better to have more food than less food. And then since we don't have refrigeration going on right now, I do want to move our little food box to a carbon dioxide area, because that's going to make sure that it stays nice and sterile. And we're almost down into this area, which is also going to give us another boost in calories. We do have our first algae up and running, but it's still giving us the insufficient oxygen generation buff. So I'm not I'm not a mathematician. I'm not sure exactly how much oxygen we need to produce per duplicant, especially when it comes to these. And that hatch just ate some, was it that seed that was sitting there? I don't know. But they are producing coal, so if you do have a hatch ranch going, coal is obviously going to produce some polluted oxygen or polluted gases, but if you have a hatch farm, you probably won't run out of coal. So yeah, let's go ahead and start our ranching, because a barbecue is a great way. Missing research station. Oh. And remember when I said we needed the advanced research? Yeah, we need that. Before we can start doing ranching or anything like that. I mean, it would be nice to get some like smart stuff, but we could head right to power so that way Ellie doesn't have to run around. Yeah, I know most people, if you've played this game before, done a couple, you know, rounds of it, I'm sure you guys have your researched trees that you're used to just clicking on right away. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get this supercomputer researched and call it good. So they almost have that bedroom finished, and so that'll give them a, oh, she got a terrible meal buff. Oh my gosh. And then once we get that room totally closed off, they'll get a little bit of a buff sleeping there. As we can see, the oxygen has definitely gone down in the area. It looks like we aren't producing as much the oxygen in the garden area over on the right there. Stopped producing oxygen. So it's a good thing we got these algae terrariums put in. And then when we get the compost going, if we get it going, we'll see. We'll just have to keep an eye on the temperature and make sure it isn't getting heated up too much. I know in the future you can build like actual plumbing for your toilets, and then you don't really need the compost machine necessarily. Maybe we should get an oxygen diffuser. Let's see, algae into oxygen. So it requires algae and water, and it produces oxygen, polluted oxygen, and hydrogen. Okay, well, we'll put one of those down and see if one of those are better than those, or if the balance between the three of those oxygen machines is going to be enough to support our colony. And then let's just keep an eye on what their jobs are. So yeah, Ellie's our operator. Trivaldo is our research, and Lindsay is going to be our farmer slash rancher whenever we get that up and running. But until then, we might give her... Yeah, see, she's got the farming, supplying, and storing. You know, I guess she probably doesn't have very good buffs. She's just kind of good all over, maybe when we unlock more stuff. But until then, it looks like she's doing pretty well at our digging and building tasks. There is a huge dump load of, looks like carbon dioxide over there, so that might be perfect for our ration box. And then we can put like the kitchen right next to it, because it's unrefrigerated, and so our food can go bad inside of it, and it can also get germs because it is in an oxygen-rich environment. So it might be a good idea to move our ration box down here. They won't get the buff of eating under the light. He's almost done with that research. They won't get the buff. I think the portal, the printing pod, whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it gives you a buff because it's a lighted area. So they work better when it's not pitch black. It looks like our oxygen is doing a lot better than it was before. Yeah, we have lots of coal. Where's the algae? Yeah, we don't have a buff for our latrine or our bedrooms yet. But if we bump that out, and then we can add a door here. I know the ladder isn't ideal like that, but this is just the beginning of our base. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of changes for the core of our base once we get a little bit more research, get a lot more duplicants, dig out some more areas, then I'm sure the whole core area will change. This is all just temporary. Look at that huge deposit of algae up there. We're gonna have to release a bunch of carbon dioxide into our base. However, I'm thinking if we can get our oxygen situated, then it would be really nice to get that algae, since all of our oxygen methods require the algae at this point. And hopefully they can finish off the restrooms to get the latrine buff, because the higher their morale is, the better, the more skills that they can have. And let's see. Once we get up there too, we can definitely dig up that plant. We'll add some ladders. Oh, it's break time. I was like, why are they not? Why aren't you duplicants doing what I tell you to? Sleep? Why would you need to do that? I never heard of it. So yeah, it looks like our one wash basin is doing alright. Just gonna chat, eat some food together, and then take a little nap overnight. Oh, we have another hatch. I guess we unlocked that. So this area is starting to get pretty warm over here. It doesn't look like our compost is heating up the base too much at this point. But that's, like I said, definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye on, especially as we enter warmer biomes. That temperature will slowly creep into the center of our base and make things miserable, make our farming die, make our duplicants not happy. That is how we get the hydrogen production, because hydrogen is pretty cool. It's a cool gas, and it also provides power for us down the road. So we'll finish we'll finish that research for our supercomputer, and then we'll look into different ways of producing oxygen because we are still not generating enough. I don't know if they just can't reach that oxygen diffuser area down there, or what the deal is, why they aren't building it. But yeah, looks like the only place they can breathe really is down in the restroom. They're gonna have trouble sleeping tonight, and especially as we break into this huge area of carbon dioxide, all of that is gonna flood downwards and make yeah, you can watch it. Here it goes. It's gonna, let's see, it looks like most of it is flowing to the right. Oh no, it just split off to the left. But the more kind of like pits down here we can build, the better it is for our carbon dioxide. We can get that ration box over here, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see. It picked up the muck root. Perfect. They're gonna build some shelves. Oh, and actually, now that Traviola's, what's his name? I don't know. I really need to rename my duplicants, but now that he's not researching, it means that we don't have any research queued up, but we did finish that supercomputer, I'm pretty sure. Just keeping an eye on our oxygen as all that carbon dioxide filters throughout our base and kind of disperses a little bit. I think I have the tiles right on these new rooms where it's four empty spots. I think they can reach that. I don't know. I'm I'm sure I'm sure I'll figure out the spacing eventually. It'll just be like second nature, but yeah, that's a nice little oxygen carbon dioxide pit over here. And I really want to place some more of these around the base, but maybe we should just work on increasing our tools for creating oxygen. Unbreathable, unreachable build. See, can they not walk in front of those terrariums? Oh, it's probably that ladder right there. Okay. That's fine. Let's go ahead and finish up this latrine. It's so easy to get distracted in this game, to be honest. It's like you start one task and then you're like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So we do have our latrine buff as well as our barracks buff. So making them into a bedroom and a washroom will obviously increase their morale a lot more. However, this is going to do a great job of increasing their morale right off the start. So let's see. So we have that other ration box built up. Hopefully our duplicants will start transferring the food over into that carbon dioxide area. Even though right now I'm pretty sure our current ration box is, kind of looks like it's almost in, we do want to make a mess hall if we do move everything over to the ration box, and then maybe a great hall, so that way they have a place to sit and eat instead of just standing around the printing pod and eating their food off the floor. So we'll just go ahead and build that over here. And hopefully we'll be able to fit a water cooler in there. Oh, I think it needs new 2 tiles. Well, we only need 3 tables right now for the amount of duplicants that we have. Hopefully they'll get their food moved over to this ration box, that way they don't have to travel as far, and maybe we can add a door and an extra wash basin on the other side of the restrooms. But we'll wait to do that until next episode. So thank you guys so much for joining me and showing me all of your appreciation and support on the last video. It was really exciting to see. And until next time, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.